Hello, everyone. This is Own Wall Street with the TradersPerspective.com. Taking a look at gold with a very strong day today, but not a strong close, so to speak. But it's not a detriment. Can still be a lot of things that can happen. 4 hour time frame. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So, been looking for the higher prices, and we finally started getting them this week, pushing up higher, breaching all the way up to about a high of 1365 and some change, and then quickly made work of a nice reversal underneath the 1360 level and pushing us right back underneath the downtrend line here, as you can see indicated by the red line. So the next thing that I'll be looking for here is, how we react from here. I still see some more weakness potentially developing in the dollar index. Whether that happens this week or next week, that remains to be seen. But in any case, I don't think that any of us should be taking what gold is doing lightly. Clearly, there's a lot of angst in the overall markets. The indices have been unable to really break out to the upside. Dollar yen hasn't really been doing much of anything to help lift at this point in time. So we're starting to see more fear coming into the marketplace. Gold is another perfect example of what we're seeing here. So, um, and I will go ahead and say it at this point in time, most people are not buying Bitcoin to save their, financial buying power. So, that being said, little punch to the crypto crowd. I understand that there's a lot of fanatics out there. I traded the crypto, a little bit. I traded some Ripple, some Bitcoin, made some money, and got out of it, as I saw that there was a lot of crackdowns happening, globally, and so I figured I'd just take the money and run, and that was pretty much a smart thing to do. So, that being said, looking at gold here, I'm expecting to see the price action to, maybe push up again to those 1356, 1357s potentially. If we, have news that we're gonna see, more things occurring in Syria with the United States involved, or some more anxiety with Russia, it's going to put further bid support under gold prices, and we're going to, continue to trade, within this, relative area between the 1350 area up to the 1365s. And then if something does happen with Syria or things start escalating further, then we're going to start looking at further breakouts to the upside here, and we can really start getting moving. And I'll get on that in just a moment. So, 4 hour time frame without anything crazy happening near term, or if the tension kind of eases up a little bit, which I think it might, we'll probably see gold, pull back a little bit further here, breaking a couple of these uptrend lines here. No big deal. These are just short term. But the main message will be, do we hold the 1345s, trade a little bit sideways here, consolidating, maybe dipping a little bit to the 1340, and then testing this secondary trend line here that I have, and then seeing another push to the upside. So clearly there's a lot going on, and people are starting to run for safety assets. So keep that in mind. Be careful if you're going short or if you're long. It doesn't matter. Always use your stop loss. Make sure your capital is always protected. That's rule number one, is protect the principal. If you want to be a successful trader, you have to learn how to effectively use your stop losses. It will save you, believe me. So that being said, as promised, let's go and look at the potential for the upside targets. So jumping to the weekly time frame, and I know the chart is going to get a little squiggly here, but that's not the main point. So what we're going to be looking at here is basically the 1368, 1369 level. Break that level, then the next major area is going to come in at just about 1394, which aligns with this peak back here. And then above that, you have another area around 1409, 1410, and then 1431 to the upside. So those are the closer, upside targets, I would say, relatively speaking. But if you look at the overall length of this consolidation over the past several years, and then you look at the monthly chart here, I know I'm going a little bit above and beyond what I should be doing for everyone, but that's okay. I truly enjoy doing this for everyone, and all of my members as well. So it doesn't really bother me much. So if you see here, this area is basically a consolidation, right? So it's basically a consolidation. In the longer term, it could end up being almost like a Gartley, and that would take us, up to this level. Who knows, right? But the key here is, and what I'm trying to emphasize, is the level of support and consolidation that we've been getting within this overall area over the past several years now really could take prices, and I mean make 2000 look like a joke longer term. And that would be basically coinciding with the fact that, government banks, federal banks, I shouldn't say government, federal banks, and, country banks have been just flooding the global economy with cheap money, right? Sooner or later that's got to come home to roost. I mean, just look at the indices, United States indices. You have the Dow Jones up near 26,000 at one point in time. It's just crazy. It's unjustified. The amount of multiples that they're using, this magical accounting that they use, is just absolutely a joke. Some of you may disagree with me, but if you look at the fundamental picture, look at the actual earnings, you'll see that it's just magic accounting, so to speak. So with all that magic comes a magical breakdown, and that's what you're going to have in the markets eventually. And you can see just by looking at the daily time frame, weekly time frame of gold, if you're paying attention for it, that there is definitely some anxiety. There's demand coming in, and the only thing that'll change that is nothing. There will be nothing that changes that. The reality of the situation is we are stuck with the fiscal, irresponsibility that we've been seeing globally, and eventually that's going to come home to roost. I know it's a little bit of a rant that I went on. Some of you may not appreciate that. Some of you probably do. Either way, I'm going to say it because it's my video and it is factual, and I believe that you all should understand and hear it. So that being said, again, just to go over the analysis one more time, what I'm looking at here. So hourly time frame, expecting to see gold just kind of playing within 1355, 1350, maybe seeing a little bit of a push up to 1360 on some kind of a rogue headline. Who knows? The algos, they move fast. But then I expect the price to come back down and then start, in the event that we don't have further tension or a escalation of tension with Syria or the Middle East or Russia or whatever, pick one, there's dozens of them. Then we'll just kind of see the price action settle up around the 1345, 1340 area even, and then potentially start moving back up at that time. But for this week, as long as we close over 1345, then we're going to have a nice consolidation in the 1345 area next week. I thank you all so much for watching and tolerating a little bit of my rant. I hope that you all learned something from it. If you disagree with it, I apologize, but I'm always try to keep an open mind. I try to keep the same philosophy, so practice what you preach, so to speak. Have a wonderful weekend. Green trading to you all. The weekend edition will be out this probably on Sunday. I'm going to try to squeeze it in on Friday. I have a pretty slammed up weekend overall. So if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, as always, more than welcome to email me, thetradersperspective@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Green trading to you all.